If you have been living under a rock lately, where have you been? We are in the greatest pandemic of modern history, the COVID-19 crackdown, pandemic as the World Health Organization is calling it. And a lot of companies around the world have sent home non-essential personnel, other than the essential workers, especially healthcare workers, people in hospitals that are in support of healthcare workers as well. We salute you at the Wealth Nation podcast. But for those of us that are at home, we are voluntarily self-quarantining ourselves and our families. I've got something special in store for you today. I'm going to show you how you can save money during the coronavirus lockdown.
Welcome to the Wealth Nation podcast, a podcast for every mother, daughter, grandmother, sister, and wife, and the men who are smart enough to tune in. The Wealth Nation podcast brings you all you need to know about investments, business, property investments, personal finance, and all-around financial wellness. Here is your host, Yolanda Rose.
Thanks for joining me today. It's a brand new edition of the Wealth Nation podcast. If you're new here, thanks for choosing me to listen to. And please consider subscribing to this podcast. We are on Apple, iTunes, or Apple Podcasts now, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, whichever platform that you're listening to us right now. I really suggest that you subscribe, and every Monday you'll get a notification of a brand new episode that we have released. Now, this podcast is all about helping you, empowering you with your money to manage your money well and to build generational wealth. Also, if you're a long-time listener and you haven't said hello, please do. I am online. On Facebook, it's Financially Fabulous Females. On Instagram, Financially Fabulous Females. LinkedIn as well. You can also send me an email. It's yolanda@financiallyfabulousfemales.com. Be sure to always be checking out our YouTube channel. It's the YouTube channel Financially Fabulous Females. Check out the videos that we have in store. We're always producing new content to give you some insight into the world of finance, the world of economics, the world of entrepreneurship. So always be checking our YouTube channel. The Wealth Nation podcast is sponsored by Audible. Audible is a seller and producer of spoken audio entertainment, information, and educational programming on the internet. Audible sells digital audiobooks, radio and TV programs, and audio versions of magazines and newspapers. For a 30-day free trial of Audible, go to www.financiallyfabulousfemales.com/audible. COVID-19 has already negatively impacted the world economy, but it does not have to derail your monthly budget. In fact, it may open up new avenues for you and your family to save. Unless you are a first responder, like a medical professional, or just one of the millions that are working hard to keep our pharmacies, our banks, restaurants, and retail stores running smoothly right now, you may be spending a lot of time at home. COVID-19 has already hurt our economy, but it does not have to do irreparable damage to your household budget. In fact, it's actually quite possible for you to save while sheltering in place. Now, if you are going to be working from home for the foreseeable future, we've got you covered with some necessary budgeting and money-saving tips. So here's 5 tips on how you can save during this coronavirus lockdown. Firstly, save on small daily costs that really add up. Now, as a full-time employee, I'm sure you used to be spending money on coffees and lunch out and drinks after work and stuff like that. This is how you can save. You got to be stashing all of that money. There's no need for you to go out and get that morning cup of coffee. You're at home now. Make yourself something strong. Even if you want, you can possibly invest in a nice Keurig or one of those instant pod release coffees if you're that much of a coffee connoisseur. And it's the same with packing a lunch. You don't have to plan this elaborate meal just because you're home or even go out to lunch. Pack something simple, a cheese sandwich, peanut butter and toast. It's easy, it's simple. Don't go extravagant during this time. Remember, we're not as active as much. We're not going to the office. We're not running up and down stairs. We're not rushing off to meetings. So we're not as active. Make time for exercise because you're gonna be confined to the realms of your house. And if you have a big yard, then great, you can go out and exercise. But when you are in quarantine, you're not moving that much. So watch your weight as well. So keep it simple. Eat lots of fresh fruits and vegetables. You want to be boosting your immune system as well. The long term savings are even greater when you consider other work related costs, such as your petrol cost, or if you're using public transport, those taxi fares. Also, the cost of professional attire. I mean, business attire is not cheap. So you don't have to be spending for something flashy or even the regular stuff that you have now. You don't have to dry clean and launder as often. A simple t-shirt and shorts, so if you're a little bit chillier, track pants, you don't have to be extravagant as well. And imagine the tons of money you're saving on makeup. I mean, ladies, makeup is not cheap. I mean, 600-700 rand for a mid-brand foundation. So it's expensive and you're saving tons of money. Let your skin breathe for a while you're home, working from home.
Like what you hear so far? Make sure you never miss a show by subscribing on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Tuned In. Now back to the show.
Number 2, don't overbuy on entertainment. Now we are in the phase of Netflix and Apple TV, and we are all afraid of being bored in the coming weeks. But don't be so worried that you go overboard on stocking up on entertainment. You could end up with tons of books and movies and puzzles and games that you'll never have time to touch. So it's fine to snag a couple of books. And as you know, this podcast is sponsored by Audible. So I'm going to place a link in the show notes in whichever platform you're listening. Just look at the show notes. There is a link there that will take you to a 30-day free trial of Audible. So with Audible, you can listen to all kinds of books. And with the free trial, I think you get about 4 books that you can listen to for free for the next 30 days. You got to put in your credit card details. Go ahead and do so. And then you can just cancel your subscription. But you're still going to have 30 days access to listen to about 4 books, any kind of books that you want. Also, the libraries are down, so audiobooks on Audible are a great deal that we're giving you. So the audiobooks on Audible really seem like a good option right now because you can't really go to the mall and buy stuff, you can't go to the library, and you don't want to be swapping stuff with friends and family right now. So in terms of movies, yes, there's lots of titles. If you go to iTunes and you can download lots of stuff on Google Movies and stuff like that. But stick to your regular stuff, Netflix, Showmax, and you should be good. If you're looking for a free trial to Amazon Prime where you can get tons of the latest stuff that's been released in the US, I'm going to place that link in the show notes as well. But before you click buy on anything, take the time to scroll through free titles. There are countless free options out there that are already included in your monthly subscription, like Netflix and Apple TV and more. So don't make a purchase until you've checked out all the free options. And if you haven't signed up for Showmax yet, Showmax gives you a 14-day free trial. So if you rotate through maybe 3 or 4 free trials in the next 4 to 6 weeks, you can have access to premium content without really spending a cent. Number 3, avoid filling the time with online shopping. I know it is so tempting, especially now. I for one don't want to be in the stores. Maybe if you have a support system with your family who can take care of your kids so you don't have to drag them to the shopping malls and stuff like that. I'm not one of those people, so I do a lot of online shopping, especially during this time. I'm trying to avoid going into the stores, and delivery is a pain. Instead of going online and scrolling through your favorite retailers, Zando and Take-A-Lot and the likes, looking for bargains, with many brick and mortar storefronts shutting down across the country, retailers are likely to be offering some steep discounts in weeks to come. So hopefully small business owners will wake up and realize the advantage that they have with digital right now and transition those deals on a digital platform that we can access. But in the meantime, if you really need new things, take advantage of some of the sales, but resist the temptation to go overboard. You don't really need 3 new swimsuits going into the winter season in South Africa. Yes, there's a chance that fancy swimming suit that's deeply discounted might not be in style by the time next summer comes around. But you do not need another black dress. You do not need another new pair of shoes. Manage with what you have, especially since you're at home and you're not going out much. Never be lured in with sales. And if you are going to be doing online shopping, I recommend try and buy as bulk. Look into the bulk purchases. Macro does some nice deals. However, they are sold out on a lot of stuff. especially laundry detergent, hand washing supplies and stuff like that. Most places are sold out. A big tip here, Woolworths has lots of stuff in stock and they're far betterly priced than anybody. In fact, even with the detergents, I find them cheaper than Pick and Pay and Macro. So I tend to buy my detergent on Woolworths. Also, the hand sanitizing products everywhere is sold out. Clicks and Discam. Woolworths has good branded stuff on stock, so go check out their website. They do deliveries for around $50. So my recommendation is if you're going to be ordering stuff on Woolworths, try and do a bulk purchase for the month. I try and do it every 2 weeks, so I got fresh food and stuff coming in. However, the waiting times on Woolworths are horrendous just because of how things are. And for me, $50, it saves me on petrol costs. So it's a deal for me. But if you're living near Woolworths, try and consolidate your shopping with somebody else where you guys take turns and stuff like that. But avoid going where you can. $50 is a small price to pay than risking exposure out in public. So watch out for those exorbitant delivery fees. We all go this period where we really get sick of our own cooking and you want to go to Mr. Delivery or Uber Eats. However, Uber Eats is going to destroy your food budget in just a few meals after you add up the fees and the delivery charges and tips. Also keep an eye out for the costs if you are using delivery services from Woolworths and Pick and Pay and Macro. Look at those costs as well. I know your first delivery on Woolworths is free. After that, it's $50 for each delivery. Macro, I think there's a minimum spend. I could be wrong here, but their delivery charge is around $60. Discam has a minimum of a 600 Rand spend to get free delivery. Take a Lot has a minimum spend about 450 Rand. So where you can qualify for free delivery. So try and meet the minimum so you're not spending too much on delivery and cut down the frequency that you purchase as well. I know it's hard to do with fresh goods. You need fresh fruit and fresh veg, especially with the kids at home and stuff like that. So try and consolidate it. And lastly, number 5, cook at home and save half for later. Now, one thing that I've done during this pandemic is make double batches of the meals that I cook and freeze half. If you haven't already noticed, it's a Durban Indian accent that I have, and I'm on a curry and rice diet. It's how I grew up. It's how I'm growing up my kids. And when it comes to meat curries, chicken, mutton, all kinds of meat, I cook it in bulk and I freeze them away for later on during the month, which is great for me. It's easier. Just defrost, heat it up in the pot, cook a fresh batch of rice and maybe steam some veggies on the side or something, and the cooking is done. Saving time, saving money, and it's so much more convenient. You can buy meat and produce and legumes for your favorite dishes in bulk and make double batches of the foods you know your family loves. Especially with legumes and stuff, you can pre-prepare them before you actually cook, and you can pre-prepare them in bulk. Do your boiling in bulk. Knowing that you have comfort food in the freezer will keep you from ordering food with high delivery fees and charges. Not only will this method help you save money and avoid the restaurants, but also buying food in bulk is a great way to save all the time. Plus, when you're freezing half of what you're making, you don't have to worry about the leftovers spoiling. So those are my 5 tips on how you can be saving money during the coronavirus lockdown. I hope that it added some value to you and you take some of those tips and implement it. Also, give me some feedback on what you think about the show. Leave me a review on whichever platform you're listening to right now, and also drop me an email. It's yolanda@financiallyfabulousfemales.com.
Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to visit our website at www.financiallyfabulousfemales.com and sign up for our free investment masterclass.